Hello from Seoul. Some of you are willing to pay $1,000 for a flight ticket to Korea because you have great memories with Tangsuyuk, Korean style sweet and sour pork. But actually, it's not that difficult to make it at home. Seriously, it's not. Alright, let me save your $1,000. If you ever been to Korean Chinese restaurant, you definitely have tried jjajangmyeon with this Tangsuyuk. How was it? Yeah, it was so good, right? But you know what? That could have been even better and way cheaper. With a little bit of technique that I'm gonna show you today, you can make a restaurant quality Tangsuyuk at home. Alright, let's get started. You will need pork, bell pepper, onion, carrot, pineapple, and some starch. For starch, you can normally get potato starch, cornstarch, or sweet potato starch. And surprisingly, some restaurants use all of them for their fancy and delicious Tangsuyuk. But if I say we're gonna use all of these, you're not gonna like that, right? So today, I'm just gonna use this potato starch. Why? Because this guy works best for the crispy batter. You can get this potato starch? Don't worry about it. You can also use sweet potato starch or cornstarch as a substitute. But if you put a little more time and effort to get this potato starch, I'm pretty sure you won't regret it. First of all, let's start with the batter. In a mixing bowl, put 1 cup of potato starch and make it flat. And then gently add some water here. Some of you might wanna ask, Aaron, how much water should I put? My answer is, it doesn't really matter. Just put as much as you want. No worries. But even if I said you can put as much as you want, don't cut a fire truck or something. It doesn't need that much. And what's really important here is you should never ever stir this because they're not supposed to be combined. So just leave it alone until you can't see any bubbles. The point is, we just need to wet this starch. That's it. What? You already stirred this? Then there's nothing much you can do about it. You should wait for an hour instead of 5 minutes. Congratulations, you've been given the gift of time. Take a nap or something. This time, let's prep the meat. Typically, Tangsuyuk is made with pork loin, but you can also use other cuts of pork. So just use what you have in your fridge. And if you're using a chunk of meat like mine, cut it into matchsticks like this. About 2 to 3 inches would be perfect. Also, you can try with other meat such as beef or chicken. So just give it a try with any type of meat you like. I'm pretty sure everything will turn out fantastic. Now put 200 grams of pork in a mixing bowl and add some salt and pepper. If you have mirin at home, add 1 teaspoon of it. But this is totally optional, so no worries. And if you want to make it extra special and add a little more flavor to this, put 1 clove of minced garlic. That's gonna give you an amazing fragrance, but I'm gonna skip it this time. To be honest, I totally forgot. While our meat and potato starch are having a great time, let's prep our vegetables for the sauce. First, onion. It's better to cut it into thick pieces. Next, cut some carrot, bell pepper, and pineapple into bite-sized pieces. These guys are more of an aesthetic thing, so we don't need them much, which means this kind of stuff will totally work as well. It seems way simpler, right? For that reason, many restaurants actually use this. Anyways, let's put them aside and get back to the pork. A lot of recipes might say, now you can add the pork into the batter, but if you do that right now, your Tangsuyuk is not gonna be pretty, and you will end up with some kind of ugly and dark pieces because of the moisture from the pork. So please make sure to get rid of excess moisture with some paper towels. Trust me, this way, you will come out way prettier and even tastier. Now let's get back to our starch. As you can see, the water on top looks very clear, and all the starch settled down on the bottom. This is exactly what you're looking for. Now, all we need to do is just get rid of water on top. Then we've got our batter for Tangsuyuk. So simple, right? Alright, it's time to take it out. As you can see, it's not easy with your hands because it's way harder than you think. So take a spoon and scoop it out, just like ice cream. And then break it into pieces over your pork and mix everything together. Here, if you add water because it's not easy to mix, you might get the perfect Tangsuyuk in your next life. So instead of water, add a little bit of egg white and give it a good massage. FYI, I added half of an egg white. Now add some oil in a wok and place it over medium heat. Once it reaches 170 degrees Celsius or 340 degrees Fahrenheit, make sure to mix it again and carefully drop it in. What's really important here is you should do this one by one. Otherwise, they're gonna stick together and you will see some kind of weird and sticky UFO. You will. Some people might be afraid of putting something into hot oil, but because of that, if you throw them into the oil like a basketball player, that is more dangerous. So please carefully put your pork as close to the oil as possible and be extra careful with it. As I said before, this batter is quite sticky even in the oil, so you might see your pork pieces stick together. You will, and that's gonna make you think you screwed up or freak out. But don't worry about it. Just take a deep breath and leave them alone for about 3 minutes. That's it. After that, scoop it out and heat it with a spatula. Then they will naturally separate from each other. Awesome, right? But if it seems dangerous, put them in a bowl and try it. No need to rush, just take it easy. You're gonna be alright. Let it cool for about 1 minute and put it back into the oil. It's almost cooked through, but we're gonna double fry this for another 3 to 4 minutes because that's gonna help to remove all the moisture and make it more crispy. Alright, how does it look? As you can see, well deep fried Tangsuyuk is not too dark or not too yellow. It's more like white or light golden brown. This is the real Tangsuyuk looks like. So beautiful, right? While it's on a serving plate, let's make the sauce. Put 1 cup of water, 5.5 tablespoons of sugar, 4 tablespoons of vinegar, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, a half tablespoon of oyster sauce, and give it a good stir. Now turn on the heat to low heat and bring it to a boil. Meanwhile, I'm gonna prepare starch water to thicken up the sauce. In a small mixing bowl, put 1 tablespoon of potato starch or cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of water, and give it a good mix. Once it starts to boil, add the vegetables. When it starts to bubble up again, add the starch water and give it a good stir. In this step, you should not boil it too long because if you boil it too long, a lot of juice will come out and that's gonna make your sauce too cloudy and it may taste different, not in a good way. Since they are mainly for color, about 1 minute would be enough. If you're done, pour the sauce we made. That's it. How does it look? This looks exactly the same as the one from restaurants, right? What? It's even better? No, you don't have to say that. Alright, let's see how it tastes. Claire?
Woo! Finally, you did Tangsuyuk! Whenever we order Korean Chinese food, we have to face the most difficult decision ever, and that is choosing jjampong and jjajangmyeon. But we all agreed to order this Tangsuyuk because we know it's so delicious. Ready? Look at the sauce. It is so glossy and beautiful. 맛있다. 소스가 너무 과하게 달지도 않고 그렇다고 너무 씻지도 않고 딱 밸런스가 잘 맞다. 맛있네. 사 먹었을 때 가장 실망스러울 때가 언제냐면 튀김옷은 이만한데 고기 이만큼 들어있었을 때가 제일 실망스러웠었거든. 근데 그렇지 않아. 그냥 튀김옷이랑 고기가 적절히 균형 잡혀서 되게 맛있어. Actually, it's been a while since he poured the sauce, but it is still crunchy. You guys don't know, I've been waiting so long. He takes so much time to take the feet off, but luckily, it is still crunchy. 그리고 이게 참 좋은 게 마냥 바삭바삭하지만은 않고 겉에 튀김옷이 약간은 쫀득쫀득한 그런 느낌이 있어서 다양한 식감을 한 번에 다 느낄 수 있어서 너무 좋아. 그게 나한테 너무 좋은 것 같아. So, where's my 짜장면? What's next? If you guys wanna try jjajangmyeon or jjampong with this, please check out our videos. He's gonna put the card up there. Here or here. I don't know.
Today, I showed you how to make authentic and super easy Tangsuyuk. As you can see, it's not something only restaurants can make, so please give it a try. Once you try, you might hesitate to order this at a restaurant because you know you can make it better. Alright, this is it for today, and I'll see you next time.